Well, hello. Welcome to Pepper Zeka. My name's Andre, and you caught me on my last little bite of supper there this evening. How's everybody keeping out there? Good to see you. I'm just looking. My camera does not seem to have the greatest pickup at this very time moment. It's looking very grainy to me, so I do apologize if the camera is looking very bad. I've been trying to sort that and sound out, only to find that, the volume was turned off. I'm not going to go there. Uh, yeah. How are we all keeping? Having a good Mother's Day? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Um, Absolutely super, super to see all the mums, all the people who having a deserved Mother's Day. I hope you got your mom to clean the house yesterday. I hope you got your mom to do all the cooking and cleaning and everything else, water the garden, plant and washing and everything yesterday, so that she could take the day off today. Really complicated if she didn't do it. But yeah, so welcome to the show. Let's take a look who's here first of all. Buzzy's Moments. Welcome to Buzzy's Moments. Hello, Lynn. Thank you very, very much. Dylan Cornbrunk. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums. Happy Mother's Day to your mum and your Mrs. Dylan. I'd hate to say you, otherwise we would like to know what your pronouns are, Dylan. Anyway, yeah. Who else is there? Buzzy, White Zulu, Fiona, our beautiful lady in waiting, our wonderful mum. How are you? And then there is Debbie. Oh my goodness me, Debbie, how are you keeping? Welcome. Happy Mother's Day to you. Hello, awesome people. It's fur baby carers and all. Yep. I took them on a walk. I'll see if I can actually send the photos to my WhatsApp. I have so many different platforms. I have WeChat for China, WhatsApp for South Africa and the UK, and Telegram for Cambodia. So whenever I go, it's like WeChat, WhatsApp, Telegram, and then it's like, yeah, he's getting old. And then I've tried to take my camera now. So I don't know. Tell me, I know the camera quality doesn't seem that great. Unfortunately, I can only stream in 720 unless I'm prepared to pay monthly a little bit more, which I'm first going to see if I'm going to do this monthly some more before I actually start paying for this more. Then I can stream at 1080p. At the moment, I can only stream at 720p. And as you know, I'm not one of those that does this for a living. I don't get an income from YouTube for it. So unfortunately, I've got to find one of those things that says you can buy me a coffee. But right now, this isn't sponsored, by the way. You can buy me a grandpa. So I actually took the camera off the top of the screen over here, where I usually look at, and I've put it in between my two screens there on a little sort of a tripod thing, because it really like zooms me up a little bit too close. Give me a second. I've actually got a bugger of a headache. I hope these guys know how I'm pushing their product right now. And I will try and send you the pics, because I just took the kids for a walk now this evening. I was working, and I just had to get out of the house. And so I took them down to Starbucks, a nice little walk down to Starbucks and back. And the nice thing is when they come with me to Starbucks, well, first of all, they're allowed to go into Starbucks. And second of all is when they go in, they get puppuccinos. It's like a little, I'll show you, it's in the picture, a little cup of cream. So they each get a puppuccino, and yeah. Debbie Murray, awesome people, mothers for Elf Ruant. Thought you've gone up to 12 Ruant by now, Elf Ruant. Are we working in reverse, buddy? Happy Mother's Day to all you amazing moms. Let me put the people's wishes up here. There's Dylan's one. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Well done. Nice, Dylan. And then Buzzy's Moment said, Happy Mother's Day to all special mums. Let's get your messages out there a bit. And then White Zulu says, hello there, my excellent friends, and a very happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. Then Buzzy just thanked you for it. And awesome people. Debbie says, hello, awesome people. Moms, fur babies, carers, and all. Fantastic. And then Alpha 12 for 1 says, happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms. Your love, strength, and sass keeps the world turning. We see you, we love you, we thank you. Hashtag Supermom. Well done. Thank you, Alpha 1. That's really, really nice. And there, I think it was Alpha 1 as well who said, where are we now? Oh, was Debbie doing a pink wave? No, mine just gives me the words. Sorry. Who else is here? White Zulu, Debbie saying hello. Alpha 1 saying hello. Debbie saying hello. Dylan, happy Mom's Day, Andre. Thank you very much. Right back at you, Dill. As long as I finish it with Dylan and not Dill. No, I'm kidding, Dylan. White Zulu, Debbie, White Zulu, Alpha 1 to everyone. Inna, hello there. Inna says, happy Mother's Day to everybody, all the ladies out there. You can't be that specific these days. It's not good to be so specific. What about those men that don't identify? Anyway, yeah. Debbie says, hello, awesome lady. White Zulu, Debbie, I'm trying to get through everything. Yeah, Dylan, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, I think I'm there up to it and all. Right. So what's been happening with me? So as you know, thank you very much. I took last weekend off a little bit as well because I just, you know what, it was a long weekend. First of all, you have a May Day, we have a May week. So you have a Labor Week Day, we have a Labor Week, Golden Week. So instead of just having the 1st of May off, we have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of May off. So over that week, you know what, we had people and everything, and we went out to some people in buying other apartments and that. It was nice. We had like a sort of everybody bring a little plate along and everybody ate together. It was just like a get together, which is really, really good. However, I was also like, you know what, I'd run aground with these streams. I don't know. And please, guys, if you can give me feedback, it doesn't have to be now. It can be if you're watching this on a replay, you can message me directly if you don't want everyone to see, or you can pop it in the comments if you don't mind. Doesn't matter. Is it actually worth me carrying on with this stream? Because it does take a lot just staying up until 8 o'clock at night. And it's not that I'm tired at 8 o'clock at night, but I'm usually chilling at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. So I don't mind it at all as long as it's meaningful. And the thing is, I'm going to start possibly saying things that I don't want to say offends people, but people might not agree with. And some of them might be very good streamers that are good friends that I have a lot of respect for, and I still have a lot of respect for them. It's not that I disrespect for them. It's just that I've been looking around and taking a look at things. And sometimes, you know what, one of the things I found that I was actually going through the Now Moment and 5 a.m. Club, and there's a couple of other things I was taking a look at. My biggest problem that I find, or is the problem with me, is I am so much trying not to offend anybody that it's actually probably not the stream, but the concern of offending somebody. And you know what? I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it at work. I gave everyone a lip this week at work. No, I'm kidding. But you know what? I just say, you know, if it falls into my head, if that's how you feel about it, that's what you should say. It doesn't mean you have to say it in an arrogant way. You can question things. And I'm not going to waste another video again on trying to explain things. There was a lovely video that I did, a breakdown that I did with this class quite a while ago, how to have a good conversation. And this lady, she does interviews for a living. She's had a talk show. She's got a strong YouTube show going. No, you don't know her. I didn't until I actually saw her as well. And I don't have the channel or anything like that. But she's interviewed anything from a dustman to businessmen to Wall Street guys to actually publicity guys. And so, and she says, which is so true. You know what? There is not a single conversation that you can take nothing away from. She says some of the interesting conversations she has had with people that don't agree with her. Some of the most interesting conversations she has had with people that she deeply disagrees with. But that doesn't mean that they are scarred, that they are marred, that they are mocked, that they are, you know what I'm saying? It's a matter of fact that I'm happy for you to say what you want, and I would just like to be able to say what I want without losing the 2 subscribers that I have. No, I have a few more. Yeah, I'm sorry. I like checking in with you. No, Dylan, there's no apology. None of you guys are giving me any reason. You know what? If anything, you guys are the guys that have kept me going because it does motivate. I'm just asking, because sometimes I think, oh, you know what? I'm going to. Oh, thanks, Al, for one. Don't give up your content matters. Buddy, that means a lot to me. Thank you very, very much. Because, yeah, sometimes I've just felt it's just nothing. I'm trying to stay off politics, but I'm trying to look at things from the average man's point of view. Questions, and sometimes they do border on politics, but it's questions that I feel that people in the street have. I'm not trying to research my politics. I'm trying to look at things differently. But you know what? And as I said, some of the conversations that people have had with people that they disagree have been very interesting. Some of the most interesting conversations have been with people that are deeply disagreed with, but because you can actually maintain respect is a very good thing that actually keeps you actually enjoying the conversation. And that's why I say, sometimes I'm going to ask things because I often sometimes want to question something. Maybe that Ronaldo says, and I have a lot of time for Ronaldo. Maybe that Chris says, and I have a lot of time. And I just think, you know what, Andre, it's time you just shut up, because I don't want the wrath of Chris coming out all over the place, because he does get rather excited in his shows, especially when 2 different people have asked the same question at different times. Now, I know it is infuriating to have that, but you're a public figure and you're a streamer, and you're now becoming a, publicity or publicly known, well-known figure. It's going to happen more and more and more and more because you're becoming popular. And so many people have got the same amount of questions to ask, especially if you have the insight to give them, which actually just means that you're actually trusting that person more. So, yeah, I do imagine it gets infuriating, but it's like at school. You know what? I wanted to get infuriated when a kid comes to me and says, I don't understand this, or says, is this and this and this like this? Or did that and that happen like this? Or must I write this down like this? 5 minutes later, a kid comes and says, can I write this down like this? 5 minutes later, another kid comes out and says, I'm not too sure if I should write this down like this. And I'm like, they're just trying to get it right. I think it was Colson from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff that actually also, somebody else stated it as well and said, the more popular you get, especially with the stars and that, you got to realize, and it was a popular guy, and he said, you know what, I'm not sure if it was Robin Williams or somebody like that, or who's the Bean, Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, and he said, you know what, it wanted to freak out when somebody, anyway, it was a popular person, and he said, the person that asked him this question, another person 5 minutes later asked him exactly the same question. So my question is going to be maybe what people don't agree with. I'd like you to put your opinions down. I'm not going to shun you, kick you, mock you, tell you that you're wrong or anything like that. If you disagree with me, I would like you to be able to feel that you can put your opinion down, so that we can run people seem to like what is bad. So, what clashes works. So I did find that what motivates doesn't, because people don't want motivation. And this is my biggest worry, not worry, but my biggest concern. We talk about Black South Africans wanting a handout. My concern is, I looked at a video clip of, we say, this is South Africa when you put something down, and it's a box that was put down and a whole bunch of monkeys just grabbing and throwing the stuff around. And I thought to myself, that video is actually colorblind. because there are so many South Africans that do not stand together, and we grab for ourselves. They grab for themselves. Fortunately, there are a few, you know what, and so I cannot generalize because there are a few. I know it's not that I even think, and I'm not assuming. I know so many of you, and I know personally a lot of people on this stream that I've actually had the privilege of dealing with personally, who don't just grab for everything, who don't put themselves first, but also are strong enough to be able to state their side, but I know would give their shirt off their back for you as well, but wouldn't grab in front of you. And I'll tell you what I'm alluding to now at the moment. Don't forget to share the pic of the puppuccinos. Debbie, remind me again. I will pull it over to the end there. Time difference is hectic. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. As long as it works for us. You know, I think we grew with one person to 112 subscribers this week. Don't give up content. Thanks, Alfront. You have no idea how much that does mean to me. Shame. Fiona Waitsulu. Yeah, I try and stay for the politics, as I said. However, I do want to be able to give our opinion. And a lot of times my opinion is going to differ vastly from other people, because I actually want to deal not with China politics, but with what people have said about China and what I've experienced. And there's so many people who I don't know, you know what, unless they elude to keep us under a little veil over here at China so that you don't see anything else and you only get to stay in happy land and the rest of China's a war zone, which is absolute bullshit. I see things differently. I experience things differently. I experience people differently. And I would like to talk about it. You know what, I'm always so concerned to be able to say something good about China, although the East is what, and which is East, by the way. I had, it was a very good statement made by Kulain this afternoon. He says, who says West and East? Whoever came up with, where's the West and where's the East? If I'm standing facing the earth and I look up north, left is West and right is East, or whatever. And if I turn around, it's vice versa. So where is East? Whoever decided the West was and the East was? So I don't know, but you might have a scientific answer for me, but the bottom line is I don't care. But I've been watching this guy called Skid Marks, aka Brickmarker, and I've actually put him in the comments, in the listings downstairs as well, and I've actually headed it up, which says balance yourself, because most of the streams which I do have a lot of respect and time for, who actually give us a lot of information on South Africa, are streams that are very knowledgeable, very political, but when it comes to international, they have also a very opinionated, and when I say opinionated, it doesn't mean that they are facetious about it. It's just their point of view, which are all very, very similar. Now, there's this gentleman, and you might find him very interesting. However, sometimes, or quite a few of the times, he's speaking Afrikaans. I think Tuesdays is specifically an English slot for his shows, called Brickmarker, aka Skid Marks, aka Brickmarker. Guy by the name of Kulain, and he lives in Nelspruit in South Africa, and he discusses a lot of different opinions, and he's looking at different things. And he doesn't follow the mainstream narrative. He also doesn't follow the mainstream propaganda as well. And that's why I said balance yourself. Look, I don't balance extreme to extreme. You can go from one extreme to China Awaken, to Serpent ZA, to this, to that, to you can go to ABC, to Fox News, or whatever, etc., etc. One extreme to the other. It's you know, I don't put those ones down because, you know, blatantly they're out to diss. But I do enjoy, and he's quite an intelligent chap, and he's not a young man. I don't want to call him old Cologne, with due respect. You know, I've just said that we need to respect in this stream. But he is a well-traveled. He's been involved internationally in that as well. So there's quite a bit that he does know, and he looks into a lot of different points of South Africa. Yes, political situations and what is happening, and his opinions and that on it as well. But then he looks at things that are rising throughout the international world that is affecting South Africa and the different countries, possibly from a different point of view, which is sometimes interesting for me to be able to take a look and go, you know what? Somebody's got a point over there. And yeah, Pepper Zeka, to my knowledge, you have never offended anyone. Thanks, Fiona. I really appreciate it. But Fiona, hold on to your G string. I'm about to. Alpha One. Somebody kick Alpha One. Pineapple belongs on pizza. No, no, no. You do not eat cooked fruit. Dylan, get out of my kitchen. Dylan stays. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just name and shame him there. Alpha One. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Next thing he's going to tell me fried bananas and peanut butter work well. I'm kidding. Also, Add Your Stream is very inclusive and we can all discuss. I like it. And this is why I'm saying I want you to feel free to realize that I'm not going to take you up the wrong way if you can at least give me an opinion. And because it's our perspective and our feelings, we are not substantiating anything yet because I don't need to prove anything to anyone. You know what? You want to find somebody who should be, is, and who does, and I hope they do. Check their facts and do fact checking and substantiating would be people like Chris and Ronaldo, who are actually making statements, and they do, by the way. I like to discuss feelings and opinions because this is a feelings thing. Feelings. I'm feeling so. Anyway, yeah, we get carried away. But yes, so we want to actually talk feelings and how we see things. And I'm going to get about, what's it? No, it doesn't only go in a smooth, disguised. In a smoothie depends. Some what it was some cartographer before Bible times. What are we talking about? I've lost people. Depends where your ass is facing. Yeah, I've also had the question: why do planes fly from the US across Europe, across freaking all the Western, Eastern Europe, India, everything, the whole toots to get to China? Why don't they just fly out this way and then get to China there? Surely, is that route not quicker than having to fly more than halfway around the world this way around? Or do the Flat Earth Society have a point? Just saying. Something we can talk about. I don't want to do, you know what, research puts a lot of stress onto me. And if we do need to research something, we'll research what is brought up. So if there's something that we're unsure of, then I will try and take a look at it. And hopefully everyone can take a look at it afterwards and we can bring it up in the next stream. So I'm actually just chatting to you in the direction of which I intend going if we're going to keep this up, is I want to have more of an interesting chat and a questioning chat. And I don't want anybody shooting you or me down for saying, hey, this is how I feel. I like pink drinks. What's wrong with that? Just to prove my drink is orange, just in case anyone thought I like pink drinks, really. Okay, right, but but I just want to, you know what, I like pink drinks, but great, you know what, pink stinks. No, it's pink drinks. It's fine, you know. Why? How come? What are we looking at? What was fed to us? Because so much of our knowledge and so much of our interpretation of things is not even fed to us through propaganda. A lot of stuff is fed to us, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube, but it's not fed to us through false narratives, but is fed to us from our upbringing, from our culture, from our community, from our parents, from our family. No kid is born a racist. The way they turn out is how their community, their parents, their associations, when you get older, to actually start filling out your own mind, what you associate, what you surround yourself, that shapes and forms your opinion, your sights, your views. Something affects us. And then sometimes, just sometimes, we actually experience it. But a lot of the time, we are giving an opinion and how we feel about something with zero experience. Now, I know there's a lot of people with great experience, who've had vast experience, a lot more than what I have. But in my mild capacity, my experience has maybe been different. My feelings has been different. You know what? Your feelings could be different. So we need to take a look at that. And we need to feel free to be able to discuss it. What are we looking at now? Smoothie. Somebody got disgusted by a smoothie. Alfred, are you throwing pineapple into smoothies? No, that's okay. You can stay. Cartographer before Bible times. Yeah, that's the East and the West. We never eat salt. To this very day, I remember the compass very adolescently, if I can put it to you that way. Just because I've never remembered to go WNES. I've always remembered since the day my friend told me, I went, that's a nice idea. I'll remember it like that for the rest of my life. So I've always remembered, start with your left hand and you go, we never eat salt. And you won't tell me anything different. And when I need to get hold of the planets, I can't remember the planets in English. But I can remember them in Afrikaans, going from the sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, no. Mercury, Venus, no. Meneer van as my jas sal in nie pas. That's how I remember it. And I just got to now think of it in Afrikaans, add the Afrikaans planet, and then change it to English. I know it's a hell of a way to do it, but meneer is I think it's Mercury, Venus. Oh, it's going from the back towards, it's from the far side. No, it's from the closest. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and then it used to be Pluto, who's now a dwarf planet. Just hang on. This deserves... Don't cry. Yeah, thank goodness we have different taste buds. Exactly. I like that thing, that comparison, Debbie. Alfred likes pineapple on pizza. I don't. Does it make Alfred a bad person? No. Does it make me a bad person? No. Does it give us different perspectives? Yes. You know what? Why? I think pineapple makes cooked food like bread and stuff like that sour. Other people feel it brings it out. But you know what? I'm going to go and try it from his point of view next time. Maybe he'll look at it from my point of view. Didn't think of it that way. I went, I actually like sour things on food. Kimchi. Anyone know what kimchi is? Kimchi is like a fermented cabbage. Who on earth likes fermented cabbage? Learned to eat it in Cambodia. Loved it. Well, upfront, you've got a ally on the stream there for you. Fiona White Zulu says she loves pizza. And also, just while we're about Fiona and White Zulu, please take a look in the links downstairs. There is for Fiona, for White Zulu as well. Please take a look and subscribe if you have not been there. Also, let's take this break, and I've been meaning to put his little caption into it, and I've just never worked on it, but his whole link and everything is in there. Vote for Joe. I need to get a little button here that says Vote for Joe. Joe Emilia's, Young Influencers Award that he's been nominated for, and people need to vote for him. And if you actually look at his show, he'll tell you how to vote, but it's very easy. You hit that link, you put in your details, and you get to choose. I think it's influencers or media. I think it's under media. If you don't see his name, make sure you've selected media. And then you go down, and I think it is still open. I don't think it's closed yet. I think it closes towards the end of March, if I'm not mistaken. Debbie, you might know. But in the for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I have had his voting link there as well. Very nice chap as well. I love his very calm demeanor, and his sense of humor is really, really good. And the way he brings it, I haven't seen Joe excited about anything. Even when that one guy actually dissed him, he just nicely sort of put it together, told the guy to go to hell, and made him look forward to the trip. It was wonderful. I loved it. He's got such a calm demeanor about him. So, yeah. And then I've also got his site downstairs, Joe. So take a look there. Don't cry for me, Alpha One. Dylan, facetious. I just said, I'm kidding. That's when you put onions on. So, yeah, as somebody said to me the other day, he says, onions are the only vegetable that make you cry. So I hit him in the head with an artichoke. And yeah, okay. Big C. I love pink drinks, says Alfront. Alfront. I don't know. What do they call those things? Rios or something like that. You get Rios here as well. Actually, last weekend we found them for Ina, so that's great. The fly over the North Pole as it's shorter. They go over the North Pole. But there's this area that they're not allowed to go over there, and it's too cold. So like the wings freeze, don't they? They actually go over Europe. Because I know when people flew from Cambodia to like India, Spain, everywhere, and all the way that, and then this way back. But no one said, okay, well, let's have a direct flight from to the US. And like Ken said, or Matt said, yeah, we just like, and we get there. We start in we go to China, and then next thing we're in Texas. No, you come in the long run. And I just wondered why. Is it the air pressures, restricted space? Is there actually a wall because the Earth's flat? But we can chat about that sometime. That's also something that I'd like to bring up. I'm just trying to sort of lay the road forward for what I'm wanting to do. And tell me if you need to shut down. They fly over North Pole. Yeah, Dylan also said it there. Isn't that illegal? Yeah, I was a little bit worried. Because there's an alien center in the North Pole. And I'm kidding. Hello, Buzzy's Moments. I did see you, Lynn. I said, I did actually put you up at the beginning where you said Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you as well, Lynn. Alpha One, but salty is good. Alpha One, again, you can stay now again because salty is good. Debbie says, brilliant. We never eat salt and Sue. Sue. Rich? I don't know. You are correct. I don't know. I think you guys are bantering between each other and I'm picking up stompies. Very bad for my health. Alpha One, meneer van Asma Yassal in die pas. Yeah, it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto was pas. Now, that is the only way. If you try and give me an English version, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So whenever I had to remember the planets, Afrikaans, and then swing the names to English. And everything works fine because Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto all work with the first letter. The only thing is, Aas is Earth. And that's for Aarde in Afrikaans. So it starts with an A in Afrikaans. I had to switch the A to E. But yeah, that's the only way. I don't know how many else, Alpha One, I'm assuming you learned that at school as well. Yeah, good couple of years back. I don't know how they teach them these days as well. Multi-purposed, vexed, asexual, multisexual, yachs, subsexual, universal, nair, and no, let me just not go further before I say, yeah, whatever is your pronoun. Leave my anus alone, says Alfred. Neptune, says Dylan. Hi, Alfred. Buzzy's greeting. I love pineapple on pizza, says Buzzy. There we go. Guys, we need support here. We've got Fiona, Buzzy, and Alfred, and only Dylan and I along at the moment with a don't cook fruit. Learned something today, new today. Won't forget, Alfred. Planet or orange. What? Planet, orange, purple ring. Oh, planet. Yeah. Alfred learned something at school. That's why he's clever. Germans do. I don't know. I've lost that one there. That's so special. Vote for Joe. He deserves the recognition. Yes. I've had it there for about the last 3 weeks now, if I'm not mistaken. And it's down in the... You don't even need to go to Joe's page if you don't want to go to Joe's page. But he is also there. You can link to Joe's page as well, so you can like and subscribe there as well. He's coming up very, very nicely. I also find him a little less excitable. He's got a really, really nice demeanor as well that puts things up. He's also got a good variety of things that goes along. Very, very nice. I enjoy El Joe as well. Different people I enjoy for different things. There isn't one streamer down here that doesn't have a yin yang part to play. Unfortunately, they don't cover 100% part of everything. You can't be a nice person and give hard facts. You can't give hard facts and be a nice person. You can't be, I don't know, popular. I'm not going to go down those streets, but what I'm saying is everybody has their role and filament to play. And all I've tried to do is actually just put the flour through the sieve so that you actually get the shit from the paper. I don't know, whatever's good. Debbie, always think of Donkey and Shrek when someone mentions onions. Lol, they haven't. They have layers. Yes, yes. I've just like shed my outer layers. I'm tired of running a protective syndicate. Dylan says we can't all have good taste. Yeah, Dylan. Some of us have good taste, like Dylan and I, and then the rest. The rest we just feel sorry for, so we tolerate them. I'm kidding. Dylan says, hope he wins. Yeah, I hope he wins too. I really do. It's definitely a well-deserved win. I think he puts a lot of effort in. And as I said, what a nice guy. He's just really, really got a nice personality. I don't think I have seen him. I've seen him. I don't want to even say harsh, but I haven't seen him get. How should I say? What am I looking for? Not arrogant, but angry, arrogant, worked up about something, whatever. And if anybody has possibly the right to be a little bit snotty, it is Joe, because Joe's not only a YouTuber, he's a comedian as well, who's actually done stages all over the place. And he does stand-up comedies and things, and he's also involved in a lot of other theater and entertainment functions and things like that. My vocabulary is shot tonight. But yeah, so I mean, he's actually well known before he actually got to YouTube as such. What's it? Newsflash, it's called now, with Joe Emilio. Your toast, Joe Emilio. YouTuber and comedian, it says at the bottom always. Hope he wins. Yeah, as if they say variety is the spice of life. Upset, but it's the way. Yeah, as they say, variety is the spice of life, as long as it's the right spice. But yeah, Spice Girls were a good variety to have, guys. Upset, but it's the way you carry yourself. Bloody difficult to carry this weight around, but yeah. Pretty hectic. So yeah, so I'm going to talk about a couple of things. And that, first of all, quick one, I was actually saying one of the things that I actually put on my thumbnail is, for the first time I looked at, I always thought it was me, guys, and this is actually sort of aimed at guys, because women have a shit house for a handbag. It's, yeah, I'm not going to go to a woman's handbag right now, it's scary, but you have two pockets usually in your pants, the right side and the left side. What do you put in your pockets? And ladies, if you so relate, what do you do if you have two pockets and no handbag? What do you put? What do you put? And I'm not going to give you my answer now. I want to see your answers. What do you put in your right pocket and what do you put in your left pocket? Debbie, tissues. Bless you. Okay, a tissue. All right. So I'm just going to let that run for a while. We'll come back to it again. Debbie, tissues. Debbie, women never put tissues in their pocket. It's down here. Remember? Unless you burnt your bra and it doesn't hold up anymore. But yeah. Sanitize. Wallet and car keys. Guys, we're the guys. I'm getting all the ladies. Which pocket, Fiona, in the right pocket or the left pocket? Do you put them in different pockets or in the same pocket? What goes into your right pocket? What goes into your left pocket? While we're talking about that, I'm going to allude over to a different perspective at the moment. And it's something that's sort of like bothering me, and not bothering me, but it's on my mind. But once again, don't want to make a stink about it. So I got the sun in. Hello, Mrs. Allison Alferwant Morissette. Morowant. Alfer Alpharon Morawant. There we go. Debbie, I'm a germaphobe. Colin says, right pocket keys, left pocket wallet. Very interesting. Wallet is in my right pocket, says White Salute. Debbie says my pocket vape. Money pocket vape. Cigarettes in my left pocket, says Buzzy. Okay. I don't know why, if it's just like one of those like ADD things or anything like that, but I was like very, very chuffed the other day. I don't know if it was Reddit or something that I was just browsing over. And most guys, myself included, puts their cell phone in their right pocket, usually face towards your leg. Nothing else. Your cell phone in your right pocket, face towards the leg, usually. Everything else goes into the left pocket. Tissues, keys, wallet, coins, anything goes in there. It can scratch each other to pieces. That's not a problem. Only the cell phone, face to the leg, so that if you do bump into something, it bumps the back, not the screen, and nothing is going to scratch it. Always, always, always. So help me, I will put my cell phone in my right pocket. Everything else makes me look like I've got a swollen left ball when I walk around, like these like oblong ladies. So the left one's bigger. No, I've just got more tissues in this one. Okay. My cell phone's in this one. Everything else is in that one. And so, ladies, don't stare at other women one day. So, you know what? Maybe they not got a bigger boob. Maybe they just got their cell phone in the one and everything else in the other. Phone normally with smokes in the right pocket. Okay, yeah, smokes I don't think will scratch your phone, but I never wanted it there. Smokes, lighter, tissues, wallet, everything into my left pocket, because I didn't want to put the wallet in my back pocket because someone's going to lift it, and I didn't want to put my smokes in my back pocket because most of the time I've got shorts on here, and if I do, then it sort of creates an uneven bump. My lovely lady bumps. Doom, doom. Okay. Jingle bells. Ding dong. It's not jingle bells. The older you get, it comes to swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Yeah, no. Grandmother and grandfather were at the breakfast table the other day, and Gran said she's got this warm feeling in her heart, and then Granddad pointed out that her boob was hanging in the porridge. Yeah. Unless they artificial. Yeah, unless they're artificial. But then you can always fix them. Who says money can't buy anything? You're right. Let's get off the women stuff, because I do believe that is going to cause offense. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so let's get into what I was looking at. I'm looking at things like China. Now, I have a couple of questions and a couple of queries. A lot of people have negative thoughts or feelings about China. Now, I'm not saying everybody. Funnily enough, strangely enough, the people who I think or I thought would feel negatively, opposite. The people who I thought would be accommodating, opposite. So I don't know if stronger people feel more threatened and the alternate feels more opportunistic. But so there's two things. You know what? Why? On what grounds? What, if you don't like somebody, or you don't go visit some kid's house, your mom said to you, you don't go to that house over there. I don't want to see you with those kids. Why? What did those kids do to you? What did you do to them? Or is there something physically that has happened that has created to you? I'm not talking about the guy next door to me. I know there's many times somebody says, oh, that person's terrible. And I say, well, I've just never bumped heads with them. I don't see why I should hate this person or don't like this person because I just haven't bumped heads with them. Oh, no, that person's a beast. And you know what? I have it to this very day in this very place. It's happened in this very year. That person's terrible. I'm going, I can't really, is it this one, two people with that was given, I don't want to say a bad name, but a negative nickname, if I can put it to you that way. And I'm like, why don't we like those people again? Oh, those two people because of this, and they're actually two jolly nice people. And I don't know why. Is it just peer pressure that we go through and we go, hey, we're not allowed to like those people? The world or everybody else, the job says so. Or what? Because why are people, and I'm not saying everybody again, it's just that why do people, the people that do, why are they anti China, or do they see China as a the enemy, or something wrong? China's trying to take over the world. So what? So is the rest of the world as well. You know, you don't think the States is trying to take over the world? You don't think Europe's trying to take over the world? Whatever, wherever they can. NATO's in practically everybody's backyard. Everyone wants to build a military base there, wherever they can. Everybody wants to stop everybody else from having the same toy as they have. I'll have nuclear weapons, but I will put threats or cut you off if you are building nuclear weapons. You know what? So you can have these toys, I can't. I can have these toys, you can't have these toys. Somebody's always wanting to dominate in the world, or to reach out or better themselves, etc., etc. Whether it be better themselves correctly or incorrectly or whatever, but I don't see that as a reason to hate. Or to look at it as an enemy point of view. Number one. So why do so many people have a distaste? And I'm asking Jenny because I have had so much that was actually said to me before I came here, and that was from Cambodia as well. And mostly it's from expats, and mostly it's from people who've never been to China before. And then I got here, and as I said, short of the fact that I've been put under a little dome that is protected from everything else, I've never been stopped from going anywhere that I want to go. Not that I've tried to go to restricted areas or something like that, but there's not like a restricted area like Area 51 or something to that effect. But I mean, into, say, the monks' holy prayer place or something to that effect. But no one said, well, this part of town you can't go to, and that part of town. I can freely go wherever I want to. And it's clean. The subways are clean. The subways have glass on the sides where you stand. No one can bump you onto a subway rail in China. They have full glass, top to bottom, ceiling to no, not ceiling to floor. Sorry, it's a high, like, fence or period. You basically have to climb right up and jump over. And by the time you're doing that, somebody's going to be stopping you. But you cannot be bumped onto the tracks because there's two sets of doors. There's the very, very high glass fencing, and then there's the doors on the train as well. And those trains are on time to the second. If that clock over there is saying that train's going to arrive in 5, that one is going to arrive in 10, and this one's going to arrive in 17 minutes. You can set your watch to those trains arriving. I've yet to find one not to arrive on time. But anyway, I digress. So, when in South Africa, when I wanted, usually it's been associated with cheap and nasty because China's manufacturing used to be pretty cheap. Still is what I would say economic, as I always used to say when I said I didn't want to say something's cheap, economic, but their stuff is actually high quality now. I buy off Taobao, I buy off JD, even Pandada, which is like a holding company for Temu or something like that. But JD and Taobao, especially JD, you need to have accredited businesses. They need to be accredited by JD before you can actually have your shop or whatever listed on there. So if you're buying computer parts or something to that effect, you would usually buy through JD. I would even stack them like this: JD at the top, then Taobao, and then Pandada. And there's many more, but I mean, those are the three that I know. There's some other little yellow dog as well that you can get from, and things like that. But the stuff that you now get, you get high quality. I mean, you can choose. Do you want a 1 year warranty, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, and I'm telling you, the amounts are minimal, and between them is minimal as well. You then also get to choose: do you want a 1 year repair, 1 year replace, 2 year repair, 2 year replace, 3 year repair, 3 year replace? And these guys, to keep their listing and their name on those groups, especially in JD. Taobao also does it to a very good certain extent as well. Pinduoduo is more of your nice things, but the dress might be bigger than what the size is or something. Not that I've had anything bad there, so I can't once again shoot it. But what I'm saying is, these guys, it is so important to actually have the high quality and standard that they're not going to not swap out your product for you if you've taken a 3 or 4 year exchange guarantee with them, which is what, 246 RMB. Multiply that by 2.5, 246. Say it's 250, so 750 rand. 3 year swap out, and that means they won't repair it; they'll replace it. So their items are good. And as I said, there's a NATO in everybody's backyard. America wants a military base in everyone's backyard, so they got the fingers in all the pies. Why shouldn't other countries either? I've also not heard strange things. And I mean, we were also always taught, and I've always grown up, and that's why I said it's what you indoctrinated with, or not indoctrinated with, or what your environment that you've grown up in, your culture and your family and your surrounding. Even in the military, we used to talk about die rooi gevaar. If any of you have been to the military, the red danger, because we used to speak about communism as a danger. We didn't actually know what communism was. We just know communistic is dangerous, is bad, is Russian. You didn't actually take a look and go, well, what is communism? Communism is just, or socialism, communism is just a different way of running a country. And if you can make it work, what's the problem? Especially if you're not threatening anybody. I just want to know, has Russia threatened anybody the way they're being threatened? Has China? Okay, Russia's probably threatening Ukraine to pieces, or Ukraine. I didn't think of it that way. Just before somebody shoots me out of the sky, but otherwise, I mean, has Russia threatened the States, or even China? Has China threatened anyone? Because yes, just thinking, and as I say, it's a simple man thinking. And if you got answers for me, great. But I take a look and I go, why this tariff war? Because China's now standing up and going, no, we're not going to take that. And the US is going, well, we're just going to tariff you to pieces. Now, first of all, they're saying, well, China had all these tariffs in place previously. If China had all these tariffs in place previously, but it was still cheaper to manufacture and import from China, or to build a manufacturing plant in China and bring it across, how bad could those tariffs have been? I don't know. Somebody give me a little bit of context, maybe. Well, some of the words, always context. But I'm just thinking, it's so, yeah, but it's been there and they haven't changed it and we haven't done it. But if it was there and it was still cheaper and more economic to bring in products or manufacture in China, how badly were the tariffs that they actually affected? Because if it's going to be more expensive, so that we've got to do these tariff war things. I mean, I think it shouldn't. I mean, I think the States and China are two superpowers that could actually rule the world together. They could also destroy the world together because they are that big, each of them. Someone was talking the other day, why would you want to go to war with China and Russia? There's about 2 million soldiers between them. There's no other place that has that number. Although some might say, Andre, you don't know anything about our military. You're right, I don't. It's just hearsay that I'm talking about now at the moment. What I'm trying to say is, how bad is a place if it doesn't make sense to me as the ordinary man in the street? I see a lot of people not rich in China. Yes, there's stinking rich people in China. Make no mistake. Are there poor people? Yep, I've seen them as well. I've seen delivery bike riders. I've seen the people that collect the cardboard boxes and the bottles and cans and things like that. They've all got a job. They come to work dressed as normal. A friend said the other day she had her, what do you call them these days? I don't know, maid, servant, house help, domesticated engineer. I don't know what you call them. Over here, they call them an AI, not artificial intelligence, an I. But she invited the lady over to her house. And this is the lady who cleans her apartment and who does her laundry. And she said, "Oh, would you like to come to my house for supper?" And she thought, "Oh, shame. You know what? It's probably one of the little cheap places." It's a lovely place, she said. These people, she has a husband that works. They have 2 or 3 cars with a child. But she says, their place is better than mine. But they taught to work. There is no shame in what you do. I don't, and people go, "Oh, well, there's certain areas in China where there's hungry and everything like that." Maybe. I don't know, but not from where I have seen. And I've been through different places, and I've been to the metro stations and the railway stations and the airports and underneath this, the subways. And there's just everybody seems to have a part to play. Whether you're washing the street, literally, there's a truck that rides by on the street every 2 to 3 days, or say about every 3 days, that washes the street. I'm talking about water and scrubbing brushes going along the streets. To the person who delivers food, everybody seems to have some form of employment, some way of feeding yourself. There must be parks. So your provinces, or your, as you would say, the states or whatever that are in China, they don't have states, but your provinces, the people that your head honcho, your governor or whatever, I don't know what they call them here, they actually share, not necessarily in the profit. I think they do maybe to a certain extent, but their face is the success of their province, state, whatever you want to call it. That's their face, and it's their face and their integrity that means more to them than how much money they've put in their back pocket. So maybe there's a lot more things state-owned in China. But let me tell you something, that if any politician decides to put anything like that into their back pocket, or decides to do a cadre one-on-one, you don't see him the next day, or he gets chucked out with heavy jail sentences, or he just disappears. You don't do that. That's why you have pretty much a high sense of honesty, because it's ingrained into people from yay high when you're born. There is no such thing as dishonesty. You stay honest. I took my pups for a walk today. I was working. So I went out with the pram and the pups in the pram, but now Ozzy got all excited. He wants to now jump out. So now I know I've got to first take them out. I've got to let them go walking. So I just leave the pram on the pavement and I take them walking around the block. And then I came back and I put them back in the pram again. And there's all their little food. I've got 3 parcels in there, etc., etc. No one touches it. So, that's where I say maybe South Africa's got it wrong, because they are trying to live. And I'm not looking at the comments. So if I have skipped a comment, I'll run them up now in about 2 minutes. I'll graze over them. But what I'm saying is, I haven't seen, from a everyday platonic working person's point of view, the atrocities that, or reason. Let me not say atrocities. Let me say, let me not say anyone's accused them, but any reason. I've seen high tech, yes. I've heard of the programs that the government actually invests in. If you have a promising business idea, or you're working on a business and you're actually stuck, or it's actually having a hard time, they will actually invest in your businesses. They are wanting your business to grow. They are wanting your business to grow. So why will the government now be owning some of my business? Oh, well, guess what? You'll never struggle with the business with the government without not having a government contract, hey? And everybody gets their share. So is it such a bad idea? Now, I'm not saying this is how you want to live, and I'm not saying how you must live. What I'm saying is it such a bad idea if it works for people, if it works for a country? Should it be held against them? Let's take the next step. Oh no, all the cameras all over the place. It's terrible. You have absolutely no privacy. Well, in the States, there's places with quite a lot of cameras. I know in the UK, there's cameras all over the place as well. Over here, you don't dare move without finding that there's cameras in public on all the public areas. My question is, how arrogant must you be? How arrogant must you be to demand privacy in a public place? Just a question. How arrogant are you to demand privacy in a public place? What have you got to hide? Just a question, because you've got nothing to hide. Those cameras provide for your safety. Those cameras provide safety for my wife to be able to walk down the street at 9:30 at night to the bottom of the road to the chemist that is open when I'm feeling sick and buy me medication and come back without feeling that much unsafe. It makes her feel safe enough to come home at 7 o'clock tonight in a taxi by herself without even thinking twice. I haven't even phoned to know where she is because I know it's fine. That you can check out at a Walmart store, which is like a macro type of thing, or Metro, macro, whatever, that you can check out. And I'm sure there's cameras all over the place as well, but I'm sure they're not checking specifically to exactly what you're ringing up and what you're not ringing up. But instead of finding cashiers, there is just self-checkout. If you really got a problem, there is, I think, a little cashier up on someone will take you there, because that's just if you really can't. But otherwise, you check yourself out. You scan every single item yourself. You scan every bag you take. And the first time I thought, okay, now I've got my slip, because I actually asked for a slip. These days, I don't even ask for it. It just generates on my WeChat or whatever. So if I do need to check it, I'll check it there. Slip is just paper that we don't need. But I thought, okay, need this slip because security is going to want to check this. And it looked straight out, no, there's no security. Yes, there are cameras. Yes, it is a public area. Man, am I arrogant if I want that privacy. But I have not worried about a single thing. A wallet in my back pocket, holding my phone out to take videos, somebody grabbing my watch. No. Because A, there's consequences for doing that. B, the integrity that people are you know, while we're talking East and West and things like that, East doesn't have, I don't know how many parts of the alphabet they've got now. L, G, B, C, D, E, Q, T, plus. Problems. They don't have a resounding, and why I say resounding, because yes, the kids do also, there is internet, there is being able to, they're not locked off from the world, have access to it, but they don't have woke problems. They don't have LGBTQ plus this problems. Two things I want to bring up there. Whether it's true or not, someone said, Mr. Putin, you don't like gay people. Mr. Putin said, no, don't. But there's gay people in Russia. He said, yes. Well, how does that work? He says, well, they live normal lives like we live our lives, but they aren't allowed to walk through the street half naked, having pornographic freaking parades, affecting the minds and bending the innocence of children. They live like you and I. They don't force their lifestyle down on us. Yes, there's gay people in Russia. Mr. Putin. But there must be Nazis. I think there's Nazis in Russia. Yes, there are. Is that not a problem? No. Why? They live their lives. They do not march through the streets protesting and wanting things their way and wanting people to actually acknowledge or recognize them for who or their beliefs or anything to that effect. He says, then not even I would have to sort them out. The rest of the country would sort them out for us. I saw a gay person the other day, and it was a lady. And she said, I believe in two 2 letters of that alphabet. And I looked at this and I thought, oh, you're not leaving out a couple of people now. And she said, I believe in 3. LGB. That's it. There is nowhere else. And I'm like, are you gay, lady, or are you just like full of shit? And she is got a wife, everything like that. I believe that there's lesbians. I believe that there's gays. And I believe that there's bisexuals. That's it. And I'm going, I ain't gonna live with that. I ain't gonna live with that. I'm happy with that. I might not agree with a lot of the things there, but then a lot of them don't agree with me. And as long as you're not busy throwing your dick all over the TV while you're marching around in rainbow colors and some woman swinging her tits all over the place to try and throw their narrative down my throat in the middle of a street, and you live a normal life like I do. You get up, you go to work, you kiss your wife or your husband goodbye, whichever sex you are, doesn't matter, and you go and give your hardest job, effort at work, and you come back and you enjoy each other's company and you do things together and you watch movies together and you go shopping together and you know what, and you have your friends and you have your group of your friends and you have your certain humors, and some people will be humorous friends and someone will have serious friends and you have different interests or whatever. Who am I to judge? Anyway, I digress. So what is so bad about China then? I look at the fact of everyone going, Super Trump is now putting out a hand to rescue South African Afrikaners because we are the good country, and out of the goodness of our hearts, we are reaching out to lift you out of poverty and depression. Where the fuck were you when I needed it? Sorry. Where was the great fucking West when I could hardly put my head above water? There was no white person in South Africa that could, would, or wanted to, even if some wanted to but couldn't, pull my head above water. Where was the great fucking West when I needed to move out of the country? They pulled 25,000 rand from me, which I never saw again and never got anything for, to help with visas and transfer and finding work there, etc., etc., etc. Between New Zealand, the US, and UK. Australia was just too fucked up. They got money out of me. I had to pay 1,000 rand just for a meeting with one of the consultants. That's above and beyond the 2,000. You sit down with him and you ask for the money first, and then you can have an hour's consultation with him. 1,000 rand. You know where that got us? Fuck all. That's half of my resentment, a little bit. Where did we find an opportunity? Where did we get hope? Where was a country that actually said, it's okay, you can breathe? In a country that you didn't want to breathe because it smells a bit, but Cambodia, Asia. Where's a country that said, share technology of a first world country? Be part of it? China. It's strange how the West doesn't give a screwing shit about you unless they like the people on YouTube taking photos. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. I'm giving him 500 rand, and look at the beggar. He's so embarrassed, but he's got to smile because he needs that 500 rand. And look at me. I am the hero. Nobody wanted to be a hero when I came here. It's just I just got the opportunities without having to try and piss through hoops and then get turned down after spending a whole lot of money. I didn't ask for a handout. I didn't ask to go for free. I was busy paying my way. But you took savings from me, anything that I had, myself and my wife. And the only place that had actually helped me in the end was the East. You know that nasty place that nobody likes? The place that seems to be the worst under the sun? What the States has suddenly decided to do as a heroic move has been done by the East for how long? Sure, you're not going to get citizenship. And yeah, you know what? I think it's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great thing because I do believe the rest of the world all went fuck you, Tods, when they said the blacks in South Africa, free South Africa, blah, 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 blah. Whole world went upside down, stood on their heads, whistled sorry Marais through their assholes. And anyway, Democratic Day, 1994. Thank you. Fuck you. Have a nice day. Sorry I'm saying this, but I'm becoming a little excited too. And then off they went. And the rest of the world, even right now, I got an American guy at work. I said, what's your family and that think of this? He says, think of what? I said that we can actually, you know what, I'm thinking of trying to apply for, because definitely it's a plus point if you can become a citizen somewhere where you can actually retire safely. I cannot retire in South Africa. There's just no ways. And it is really difficult in the East because you can't become a citizen over here. We'd probably retire in Cambodia. You can to a certain extent, but nothing easier than in the West. But big but. How guaranteed? Apparently, there's already a lot of people that need to keep quiet because they're being shipped off already, etc., etc. It's difficult because he has this form to fill in. You've got to fill this in. You've got to fill this in. I've probably got to go and look through Chris's site because he's probably got the most informative site on it, etc., etc. And the South African government apparently are against it. So now everyone's going to leave at the quiet of night and endorse it that you aren't victimized, etc., etc. Put blood on your door frames and everything like that. So when the angel of death passes by, you get to the States in one piece. Yeah, you know what? Is it? Where's the rest of the world? Where's the rest of the world was going fucking apeshit in the 80s? They don't give a shit anymore. The people in the States don't even know it. Because when I was telling this colleague going, hey, I think I'm going to do that. What are you talking about? Don't you know what's happening in South Africa? What? Most of the people in the States have no idea. Most of the people in the UK, Europe, etc., don't give one flying, don't know what's happening in South Africa. And the frustrating part is, I chose West over East. I was prepared to pay my way. I was prepared to pay my flights. I was prepared to pay my visas. I was prepared to pay for a place to stay while I got a job. I was prepared to work my ass from the ground up, etc., etc. You know what I got? We'll take your money and now fuck off. And that's something that's boiling down in me. A little anger. And everyone's going, how great! Out of the goodness and the kindness of our hearts, we are suddenly wanting to help you. Where the fuck were you when I was struggling? Where the fuck were you when my money was taken? Oh no, that wasn't my regime. I don't know. I would still take the opportunity. Honest. It's just my resentment. I need to be able to get that off my chest as well. If somebody else finds it offending, I'm really sorry. But you know what? As much as what anybody needs to get shit off their chest, I need to get shit off my chest as well. Let me go back because I know we're needing to clean up now. Time. Unless they're artificial. We were talking about tits over there, I think. I hope the mothers are spoilt today. So if they stayed in the sun too long, they'll be pretty spoilt by the end of the day. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I hope mothers were spoilt rotten today. My car was washed. Dylan, who's that? Debbie. My car was washed. And my favorite meal, stir fry made. Go, Colin. You never heard of 60-60 Mr. Delivery and things like that? Jess, you got to slave yourself off setting standards for us men. Debbie said technician. Anyway, those are questions and that I actually want to deal over and over and over with. And I'd like to hear your points, and we'll talk about it more next month. It's just, this is the kickoff start for you. So, if people are unhappy about it, please, you know what, help me write. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to converse. I want to converse. I want to learn, and I don't disrespect anybody.
I'd like to hear more. There's a Chinese shopping website called Temu, which I just love. Fiona, Temu is actually, Pendada is a holding company of Temu. So yeah, it's the third tier. It's not the highest, but the stuff is pretty cheap. But as I said, these days, I've had a couple of things with Pendada. I'm dead happy with it. We love shopping, yeah. That's the one thing China has taught us to do is shop, because you can just buy things and it's cheap. I bought 60 Velcro things for my cables for the for computers and stuff like that for like 6 RMB delivered. Ina got some eyeshadow for like 6 RMB. I think she paid 30 RMB now for like 5 or 6 different setup things for kids to learn vowels and stuff and everything. It's cheap but pretty decent. And it depends on the tier that you take. If you take Pendada, you expect nice, but it's not maybe going to be the quality that if you hit JD. JD is still cheap, but they are solid. Your most widely known one is Taobao. They're pretty solid as well. And as I said, everything is just inexpensive. So we love it. Sometimes you're not feeling so well. I'll buy a watch. Okay, buy a watch. 9 RMB, 12 RMB. It gets delivered. It's not an expensive thing, but it's nice. I can't wait for my watch. There's a Chinese shopping website called Temu, yeah, which I just love. Okay, that explains you are hands-on. I don't know what hands-on there. Me too. White Zulu is my favorite. Oh, it says Debbie, yeah. Temu is just Temu. It's like a Taobao. It's how your factories here keep going, because they just manufacture and ship all over the place, and that's how they keep them employed. And yeah, your average, I don't know. So once again, I'm speaking out of correction, but your average salary, I don't think is as high as your minimum wage in, say, South Africa or in the United States. But nor is your average overhead as high as in those countries. I mean, I paid water and lights now 192, 160. I don't know. I was telling a friend that at the end of this month, my electricity came in RMB. I think it came to 450 Rand. And we run air cons and things. Okay, not heavily. When we run heavily, it can go up to 400, which means that we start paying about 1,000 Rand for that month when we're running heavy. I'm talking about 2 or 3 rooms running cold air cons and everything like that every single day, all the time. That we even leave one aircon on for the dogs when we go out, because it's too hot for them to just stay at home. So we're running basically 24/7. But like now, I've had the aircon on for cooling, not heating so much because it's been hot this month. Last month, there was still a little bit of heating in that. But yeah, 450 Rand, just like 162 RMB or something like that. Water every second or third month, about 54 RMB. That's 150 Rand. And gas, 50, 60 Rand every month. That's my overheads. And you've seen where I stay. Very nice 3-bedroom apartment. Not a shitty place. It's not a luxury. I see it as a luxury because I'm very, very blessed and fortunate. But it's not like a Zouave Santon mansion, but it is a very neat, nice Western place. You guys have seen it. People living in what's it? It's a huge That's his favorite. It's a huge threat to USA and the US offering ways through. People living on estates are living in their own domes. Yeah, I'm looking quite far back now. Their stuff is so good and underpriced too. Yes, their stuff is cheap because, and their labor is cheaper as well, but their labor gives the people an income. The people can pay their income. Yes, they won't be able to probably buy or get a very good place, but they will still be able to get a clean, decent place, buy food, and cover their overheads because that is lower as well. Just works. I don't know how, but you've got to get things, sometimes it's like me trying to homeschool my kids And the two people that I know from Nelspruit, they've moved to Belita, and their daughters must be almost 30 years by now. And them homeschooling their kids. Me, fucking foul everything up. Them, probably the best thing they could have ever done, because they had it taped. Their system, their structure, their process that they worked with. Their kids got a far better education. Now, I don't know, I'm busy looking at my screen when I'm looking there. Their kids got a far better education at home than what they did homeschooling with their mum. And their parents were consistent. They got things done. What they said was done, and they actually plowed in every single thing that they said. That's why I say, it works. But I can't expect to get their results if I'm not prepared to put in their effort. Where was I now? I've got a couple of other things that I want to say, but we'll talk about next week. I'm just going to answer chat, and then I'm going to tell you all to piss off. No, I'm kidding. Say Happy Mother's Day to you all. So many cars coming into the country, way more affordable. Yeah, that's why I say, you know what? If it's coming in affordable and it's cheaper to manufacture, and even with a tariff that you have, it's cheaper to bring in, why are you wanting to change the wheel? No one has declared war on you. We all need to work with each other to a certain extent. So now you put a tariff on the vehicle to come into the country. Who's actually paying that? Is the people. That's why I'm saying, why? Yeah, I'm not a political person, but it just doesn't make sense to me. And you know what? I've been wanting to say it. So, you know, this evening I'm unloading so much off my heart this evening, because it's just, you know, I've not been, because I think YouTubers would be offended. You know what? I'm not wanting to offend anyone, but what I do want to do is have my say as well, and let you have your say too. So if you disagree with me, please, I'll put it up there. I'll tell people, you know what, this is another opinion. Think of it that way. We need more competition, with connectivity, as our speeds are shocking. Yes, you do. You need more competition. I don't know what your internet costs, but my friend in the Netherlands who's coming to visit us, he's from South Africa. He moved there in November last year. He's coming to visit us. He's like, fuck, it's expensive here. I said to him, yeah, South Africa is just terrible. What do you pay? What do you pay for internet? I mean, I think my brother has a 5 or a 10 meg line. And I think it's 500 or 550 Rand a month. I just bumped up my line to a 2 gig line last month, because I was happy with 500 meg. And then I thought, no, I need more things running, and I need it faster. So I bumped it to a 2 gig line. I have immensely fantastic speed, yeah. So Andre, how much do you pay for that? You must be paying thousands. Yeah, I pay 269 RMB, which is 677 Rand. For a 2 gig line. This is what I'm saying. And that's like your top lines. So if you don't earn very much, you can get a 500 meg line for much less, and you can get a 50 meg line for peanuts. On top of that 500, the 2 gig line, I get 3 cell phone cards with, I think it's 40 or 60 gigs a month on it. And I think it's 100 minutes call minutes on it as well. So I can use one for my wife, one for me, and one for my kid if they did have. Unfortunately, we've already got cards that have, I think, 60 or 40 or 60 gigs and 100 minutes, and that we got when we actually opened them when we got to China. And that, by the way, costs us 60 RMB a month. So 60, 120 plus 30, 150 Rand a month. And then I have 100 minutes. I have 60 gigs and 5G, by the way. But the internet on top of that, they give me 3 cards. The one card's actually with our friends in Cambodia still, because they used it on the way back. So when people come to visit me, I give them a cell phone card each. I said, no, don't worry about a cell phone card. Yes, cell phone card. There's 100 minutes call time, and the call time is between all 3 of the cards, and there's 40 or 60 gigs data on there. And there's data everywhere else as well in the process. So don't worry about it. That's on top of that. This is why I say, so yeah, Your salaries are less. It costs you less to manufacture, but so are the overheads for the people. Yeah, everyone's just looking at, whoa, salaries, freaking dirt poor. I don't know. I don't know so much. You know what? So maybe I earn less, but I can actually get more than what I would earning less or earning a minimum wage in a Western world country. Just a thought. I don't know. Yes, no. Up to you. It's just my thoughts. We need more competition with connectivity. Speeds are shocking. Yeah, as I said, 2 gigs, 677 rand. Rand, 269, 259 RMB a month. CB1, good afternoon. How are you keeping? Aye, says R1. I don't know how far back that was. CB1, hello there, my excellent friend, says Fiona. Okay, now I'm not going to try and narrate all of you people. I'm going to just try and, yes, please. I keep on forgetting to say it. Thank you very much, Fiona. Please hit the like button and subscribe, you bunch of bananas. Can you not see I'm suffering with hardly any viewers? I'm actually thinking of pulling the plug. Debbie, ICB1. Yeah, they steal your mop if you leave it. Yeah, if you leave it out. I picked up a parcel today in our lobby. We're on the 31st floor, and when we ordered groceries, there were a few things that they couldn't do on fast delivery, so they only delivered the next day. So they delivered this on Friday evening. We forgot to get this on Saturday, and today I came walking in after taking the pups for a walk, and I looked. Oh, there's a parcel for us. Boom, we picked it up. It's been lying down there for 2 days now. Anyone can pick it up and take. There's TVs that get delivered down there. There's nobody picks up that TV and runs away with it. Yeah, they steal your mop if you learned how to drive. Thank you. Blessed Mother's Day. Thank you. Started driving today. Hey, well done, CB. As long as you're not driving anyone up the wall, it's a good thing. Welcome back to your awesome independence. Fantastic. Yeah, independence. Driving is independence. I see. Thank you very much, Debbie, for posting the info that the driver's licenses are being printed, but they are so far behind that, yeah, we're still going to wait a while. Anyway, can't hire a car just yet, so it's good that don't have it just yet. Start driving again. Everyone seems very happy for you, CB, so well done. Congratulations. Did you get to 4 Ways meet and greet? No, I don't know. I've been watching Chris, but I don't know about the 4 Ways. Andre, I have to go and cook. Sure, Buzz. Sorry, I didn't realize I've gone so far over time. I've actually gone a half an hour over time, but I've just actually wanted to straighten a few things out. We will talk much less next time. They're very intelligent in China. They are like 3-year-olds and they speak Chinese. I can hardly speak Afrikaans at that age. Yeah, they have it ingrained into them. We'll speak a little bit more about it next week. I don't want to take up your time at the moment, Ultron, but yeah, you know what? They go to school from 7:30. Well, they got to be at school at 7 in the morning, and school finishes at 5:30. Then they go into extra classes and stuff like that, and then they still have homework to do. Their whole thing is like working from holiday to holiday. And when I was in Hangzhou, it was important to give them holiday homework packs, even over the summer holidays. So, you know, when you go from grade 4 to grade 5, you should have no homework there. The grade 4s will get homework, and when they come back, the grade 5 teacher, when they see the parents the day before school's opening, the first thing they do is ask for the homework that you got at grade 4. Hello, welcome to grade 5. Where's the homework that they gave you? It's short. We all know borrowed time. CB just celebrated her 60th. Congratulations! And I didn't even have the birthday thing. CB, somebody remind me. I have the birthday tune. The 20th Century Pepper Fox birthday tune for you. Happy birthday, CB. It's not an automatic given you'll get in. You still need to prove your prescription to get the refugee status. What's Debbie say? Oh, it's not automatic given you'll get in. You still need to prove your prescription persecution. Yeah, I don't know how it works. And yeah, I do believe it's that. I don't think it's going to be an easy ride for all. Simply because I don't think it's possible to make it. You know, I don't even hold it against them doing that, because I don't think they can just open the floodgates and say any cow, sheep, chicken, bull, whatever, come running through the doors and feast on our fields. Once again, I do not hold that against the states either. Which country is just going to open up for the whole one section of a country to come flooding into their gates? Can't do that. I've said it from the start. And then the people have gone like, oh, we can all just go and have a holiday. Now, I want to know what part of Charity and refugee, these people get mixed up sometime. But anyway, off to another part next week again. Lifetime short spend. Lots of South Africa also have no idea. Agree value. It is important to become worldly. Yeah. Debbie Moore, I agree. My Vumatel fiber always crashing, so tried Vodacom router just as shit. I don't think I've had a downtime yet ever. Just to say, I just need to use a Veep, and you get so used to it that you don't blink an eye. When I got here, I was frustrated with it. Now it's like, what are we talking about here? I mean, I run my Veep. My Veep. I don't want to say it loud. Throttles my. You're going to laugh at me. It throttles my internet so badly that I only get a 1 gig line. So I only get 1,000 meg line. Yeah. I get better gaming latency in China than what I had in South Africa. Kid you not. 20 meg line. Yeah, there we go, Debbie. 20 meg line, 890 Rand, but it never works. 2 gig line, 2,000 meg line, 677 Rand. Take it over. And that's your top line. I wanted it because we can get it. You can get far lower lines, 50 meg, 300 meg, 500 meg, 1 gig, 2 gig. So, it's not like if you don't earn a massive salary, you cut off from the world. It's cheap. Your basics are there for everybody to share. Andre, I'm having to go. Yeah, okay. Buddy, take care. Sent Checkers 6060 gift to my mom to her old age home. Oh, sweet. She got it today. Well done. That's so sweet, Debbie. I wish I could have done that for my mom today. There are way more subscriptions on this channel than 3. Shame. Thanks, White Zulu. Thanks, Rihanna. And don't forget to put the pineapple on your... You know what, Alpha One? Just in honor of you, this week, I'm going to try a slight... Because they sell it at our canteen. I usually just take a fried chicken burger, lemon tea, and that's it. But they have slices of pizza, these big slices of pizza with lemon tea and fries and that as well, if you want. And just in honor of you, I'm going to take a pizza with pineapple pieces on it. I'm going to take a photo and show you. Talking about that, I'll show you the dogs next week. No, not my birthday. Debbie's sister-in-law's birthday. CB, you should have just said it's yours so you can get presents, man. Sorry, thanks. I think CB like 30. Okay, we just doubled your age. Sorry, CB. Thank you. Stumbling in late. Hendo, you are bloody late, you freaking Europeans. You see that you just match European to South African and they're late. How's it, Hendo? Thanks for making it. Debbie, pineapple on pizza, dodgy live stream. Yes, thank you. But it has been wonderful being able to just chug my heart out there. Thank you very, very much. As I said, don't want to offend anyone, but it is important that we get to say what we want to say. I'm hoping to see a lot more comments, and I'm hoping to get some messages and things like that so that we can actually bring them up and discuss them in the stream. Yeah, you saw me having the last bit of my supper this evening because I took the clip off starting because I was busy doing a gaming stream the other night, and and then I forgot to put it back. So when I went live, it was just me. Guys, be good. Take care. Thank you very much for being the awesome people that you were. May all your mothers have a fantastic Mother's Day. What's left of it. Have an awesome time. Be good. Remember, what you see is what you believe. What you experience is what you believe. But do not follow sheep. And I'm not saying don't take advice and don't be cautious on what people do. Caution, especially those who are learned on it. But what I am saying is be careful for society in general these days. Take a look. Keep yourself informed. Discuss things with people. Remember to respect their points of view as much as what they should be respecting your points of view. And every single one of you have got the right to be able to discuss and talk about it. We don't necessarily talk facts, we talk concerns. So if our concern doesn't carry a fact, we can always take a look at it. But these are things that I'm discussing and that hopefully you can get discussed as well without anyone shouting Jerry. But from my side, guys, have an awesome week. Thank you very, very much. Look after yourself. Take care. God bless. Be good. And if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers.